My name is Adaba. Welcome back to this channel. Alright, today I would like to wish you a happy new year in advance, and then I would like to give you a new year bonus, which is this tutorial that I'm about to make now. Today I'd like to talk about something you've known, something you've heard about, but perhaps you don't know what it means, and maybe many of us know what it means. But then I would like to talk about today. I would like to talk about the diminished chord. The diminished chord. What is a diminished chord? I would like to explain what a diminished chord on the keyboard today. And then, mind you, in music we have something known as triad. What are triads? Triads are three notes built upon each other. Triads are three notes built upon each other, and we have four types of triad. We have four major types of triad. That's it. We have the major triad, the minor triad, the augmented triad, and diminished triad. What is a diminished triad? So today I will be concentrating on what we know as a diminished triad. In music generally we have three types of diminished triad. We have three types of diminished triad, and that is what I'll be showing you on the piano this morning. That's what I'll be showing you on the piano this morning. And then what on the key of C major, what is a diminished triad? A diminished triad is a triad that consists of the root, the flattened third, and a flattened fifth. A diminished triad consists of the root, a flattened third, and a flattened fifth. If we are on the key of C major, our E major is the E major on the key, E major on the key of C major remains a third. When we flatten it like this, it becomes a flattened third. When we take it back to this, it becomes a flattened third. And then this is distance between this C to this third is a minor third. Is a minor third. So then also from this E flat to your fifth, which is your G, when you flatten it, that's a flattened fifth. So this three makes up a diminished chord. This three makes up a diminished chord. That is the root, the flattened third, and the flattened fifth makes up a diminished chord. So today I would like to explain how we can use this diminished chord to how we can move from this diminished chord to another chord as a passing note, and at the same time to let you know that we have just three diminished chords in music. Now we have just three diminished chords in music. Don't be surprised. Yes, we have just three diminished chords in music. So the first one is on the key of C major. Let me explain to you. I said diminished chords are chords that has the root, the flattened third, and the flattened fifth. Perhaps we want to add the seventh to it. Which means this is the seventh to make it complete. This is the seventh to make it complete. When you add this to it, it becomes the seventh. When you add this to it, it becomes the seventh. So how do I mean this is a seventh? And this diminished chord, all these chords are just minor third of another key. Minor third of another key. Each of the notes of this chord comprises of minor third of another key. Look at the key of C major. Key of C major. This is E. When you take it back, it becomes a minor third of E, of C major rather. It's a minor third of C major. Now look at it. This is a fifth. When you take this back, it becomes a minor third of E flat. It becomes a minor third of E flat. Now look at this. When you add your seventh to it, when you check your seventh, it becomes a minor third of G flat. So which means every note that comprises of a diminished chord a minor third of another key. So now what are the notes of a diminished seventh? We have the C, we have the E flat, we have the G flat. That's a diminished chord, that's half diminished. We want to make it a seventh, want to add the seventh to it, you add this to it to make it a C diminished seventh. Now, how do I mean by we have just three diminished in music? When you check when you check the C diminished, what are these three diminished that I'm saying we have in music? You know, in music we have just 12 keys generally. We have just 12 keys in music, you know, from your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which are your natural keys, and we have your N harmonic keys, which are your accidental keys, your sharp and your flat, which is your C sharp or D flat, D sharp or E flat, F sharp or G flat, G sharp or A flat, and A sharp or B flat. So when you play this when you touch this key, the C, when you play the C diminished, when you play the C diminished seventh, the C diminished seventh also represents E flat diminished seventh. The C diminished seventh also represents E flat diminished seventh. When you check this note on the key of C major, it gives you C, E flat, F sharp, G flat, and your A makes a diminished seventh on C. Let's go to the key of E flat. On the key of E flat, it's just as if you are inverting the diminished chord again. As if you are inverting the diminished chord again. When you check it back, you can see that this is A. What are the notes that comprises of the diminished chord in tonic so far on the key of C major? On the key of C major, the note that comprises of the C diminished seventh in tonic so far are your Do, your Mo, you can say Mo or Re, your Mo, your Fi, and your La, That's what comprises of the C diminished seventh on C major. Now let's go to E flat. On E flat, it's as if you are inverting the same C diminished on E flat. What is this on E flat? This is the sixth, which is your La in tonic so far. Your sixth, your Do, that's your tonic on E flat, your Do, and this is your flattened third on E flat, your flattened third on E flat, and this is your flattened fifth on E flat, which means the same diminished I am playing on C is the same diminished on E flat, just looking like an inversion on E flat. You can see it. C on C major we have C flattened fifth, C flattened third, flattened fifth, and sixth. On E flat we have the sixth, the root, the flattened third, and your flattened fifth. That means the same diminished chord on C is the same diminished on E flat. The same diminished on E flat is the same diminished on G flat. The same diminished on C major on E flat is the same diminished on G flat. Just an inversion. That is, when you check this note on G flat, which is F sharp, it's just like you're playing your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your minor third. Your flattened sixth, your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your minor third on G flat major, which means when I strike this diminished on C, I am striking the same diminished on E flat. I am striking the same diminished on E flat. I am striking the same diminished on G flat. Now let's go to A major. The same diminished I am using for C major, the same diminished I am using for my E flat major, the same diminished I am using for my G flat major, same diminished I am using for A major. What are these notes on A major? When you check your A major, you can see this on A major where you have this is your root, this is your major triad, this is your root, this is your minor third, your minor fifth, your flat fifth, and your sixth. So when I play the C diminished, it is the same C diminished I am using, the same C diminished that I played for C is the same diminished for E flat, the same diminished for G flat, the same diminished for A. When you check this note on A major, this is a minor third, this is a raised, this is a flattened fifth, this is your sixth, and your root, this is your minor third, this is your fifth, this is your sixth, and your root. So which means the same diminished I use for my C is the same diminished on E flat, the same diminished on G flat, and the same diminished on A. So it means this diminished covers for C, for E flat, for F sharp, for A, which is about 4 key. The next diminished we have in music is the C sharp diminished. What is C sharp? This is a C sharp. This is major triad on C sharp. This is your root. This is your root on C sharp, like this. So when you touch, this is your root. This is your flattened third. This is your flattened fifth, and your sixth, which make it a C sharp diminished seventh. When you play this, these are the notes: your C sharp, your E, your G, and your B flat makes up C sharp diminished seventh. Now, the same diminished seventh you have on C sharp is the same diminished you have on E. The same diminished you have on C sharp, the same diminished you have on E. When you check the note of this buttons of these keys I'm touching on E major, this is on E major. This is your sixth, and this is your root. This is your minor third, and this is your flattened fifth. This is when you check this note on G major. When you check this note on G major, this is on G major. This is your flattened fifth. This is your sixth, your root, and your flattened third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your flattened third. Which means when I strike C sharp diminished seventh, I am also striking E major diminished seventh, and at the same time I'm also striking G diminished seventh, G major diminished seventh. So when you check this again on the key of E flat, when you check the note I played on the key of E flat, it is, you can see, this is your flat. If you can play your B flat, this is your root. On B flat, this is your root. So this is your root. This is your flattened third. Your flattened third. So when I do like this, it means on the key of B flat, this is your minor third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, and your root. Your minor third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, and your root. So which means when I strike C sharp diminished seventh, I am also playing diminished seventh for E. I am also playing diminished seventh for G. I am also playing diminished seventh for B flat. The last one, which makes it 12, which makes it the 12 keys, is D diminished seventh. D diminished seventh. This is your D major. This is your root. This is your third, your flattened third, your flattened third. This is your flattened third. So this is your root, your flattened third, your flattened fifth, and your seventh, These three notes makes your diminished, as you know. When you add the sixth, it makes it seventh, diminished seventh. So when you check this diminished seventh on the key of D major, this is D, this is F, this is A flat, and this is B. This is D diminished seventh. The same notes that comprises of D diminished seventh are the same notes that comprises of F diminished seventh, are also the same notes that comprises of A flat diminished seventh, are also the same notes that comprises of B diminished seventh. Now let's check it out. On the key of D major, this is D, E flat, which is your minor third, your flattened fifth, and your sixth for D diminished seventh. When you go to the key of F major, on the key of F major, this is your F major. On the key of F major, this is your sixth, this is your root, flattened fifth, flattened third, and your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, your flattened third, and your flattened fifth. Which means when I strike D diminished seventh, I am also playing a diminished seventh for F major. Now, the same diminished seventh for F major is the same diminished seventh on A flat. When you check this note, on A flat, this is your flattened fifth, your sixth, your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your minor third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your minor third, which means the same diminished I am using for my C major is the same diminished I am using for my F major. The same diminished I am using for my F major is the same diminished I am using for my A flat major. See, it is your A flat major, and this is your flattened fifth, your sixth, your root, and your minor third. The same diminished I am using for my A flat major is the same diminished I am using for my B major. The same diminished I am using for my A flat major, same diminished I am using for my B major. When you check this note on B major, when you check your B major, this is your B major. So this is your minor third on B major, minor third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, and your root, your minor third, your flattened fifth, your sixth, and your root. So which means this chord comprises of 4 different key diminished sevenths. So let me go back again. I said earlier that if you're in the key of C major, when you want to play your diminished chord, your diminished comprises of your root, your flattened third, and your flattened fifth. So this makes your diminished chord. When you add this A major to it, it makes it a diminished seventh, a minor diminished, a diminished seventh. So the same diminished you use for C is the same diminished you use on your E flat. Is the same diminished for G flat, and the same diminished for A major. The same diminished you use for your D flat, which is your C sharp, is the same diminished for your E major, the same diminished for your G major, the same diminished for your B flat major, to your D major, the same diminished used for your D major, the same diminished for your F major, the same diminished for your A flat major, and the same diminished for your B major. The difference is just that it's inverted. On the first key, it started as the root. On the first key, started as the root. On the second key, started from the sixth. On the third key, it started from the flat fifth, and on the fourth key, it started on the minor third note, which makes it an inverted diminished. So, having known that these are the types of diminished that we have, how do you apply them? How do you apply a diminish? How do you make it relevant in your performance? In my next video, I would like to show you how you're going to use diminished chord. In my next video, I would like to show you how to use the diminished chord. All I'm just concerned about in this video is to show you the 3 types of diminished chord that we have in music, which are your C diminished, your C sharp diminished, and your D diminished. In my next video, if you want me to make analysis on how to use this diminished very well, just hit me up and drop a message at the comment section. I'm going to reply you, then I'll do a video on this. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and see you next year, 2023. God bless you. I remain at the back. Bye.